Hello, this is Katie from Crafting Ruby Dreams and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. I talk about planners, goal setting, writing, publishing, and getting right with my finances. If you find anything in this video useful, I hope you will consider hitting that like button so that YouTube knows to recommend this video to others. And I hope you will also consider hitting the subscribe button and the bell to be notified of when future videos are available. Today's topic is goal setting when you are in burnout. I laugh because I kind of have to. I had a really great quarter 3 of 2020. I had all of these goals that I had plans for. One of them, I absolutely kicked it out of the park. I did so great. I can't continue that. Both that process and that momentum isn't something I can continue and not dig myself back into the burnout hole. I am working on bringing myself out of burnout. I think I have been in general coming out of it for about 6 months now, but there is no real end date to burnout because once you've burned yourself out, you are creating a new reality for yourself as to what you can actually handle. And so I am trying to find what is going to work for me, both in terms of actual goals to set for myself, as well as the process of achieving those goals. So HB90 with Sarah Cannon, I do highly recommend. It actually worked very well for me. I was in the right mindset at the right time, and it also helped me realize what is not within my power at this point in time. And what was especially useful about Sarah's method is the fact that it is quarterly. So I recoil, frankly, from the idea of setting yearly goals at this point. Setting a quarterly goal, especially when I was finishing up something that I was ready to be done with, I was like, oh, let's see all of this fresh new ideas. There's so much energy that I now have and a lot of time and mental space that I can dedicate towards this in, again, right set of circumstances at the right time. As I got closer to the end of quarter 3 and it was time to set my goals for quarter 4, the fact that I, again, kept recoiling from the idea of it made me realize that, okay, I'm not in the right headspace actually for continuing with this process. So I have not done the HB90 method for quarter 4. I am not going to. I don't know if I'm going to do it for quarter 1 at this point because I don't know where I'm going to be in the next 2 months. But I am trying to figure out what I am trying to do with myself and what my goals are. And it's like some days, frankly, the goal is let me get through today, and that's fine. But there are things that I know I want to do in relation to addressing the burnout that I want to make sure I'm creating a supportive environment for myself that is meeting my needs and helping me both work through the burnout and get myself into a stable position on the other side. The first thing about goal setting when you are in burnout or you're just coming out of burnout is recognizing when you are not in the right headspace for productivity-based goals. And so if you are setting quantifiable goals for yourself and you know that if you don't meet those quantities, you're not going to be happy about it, to put it generously, maybe those aren't the right goals for you. So SMART goals, all of that, you want to be able to see improvement and see how you're progressing within the goal. So you're going to have to do some real creative thinking as to how you're going to mark that. But if you are looking at goals of, okay, so I'm going to have to do X amount of this in this period of time, and so this is going to be my good number, and this is going to be a great number. And productivity-based goals are not always the best goals. They are for some people, and they're not for others. And I think that's something a lot of people don't fully realize, is that you can have goals that are not productivity based. One of the things I am working to do is A, identify the goals that I have for myself, and B, identify things and processes and strategies to keep those goals at the forefront of my mind, so that I am constantly working toward them without having a set specific goal. The next thing is, once you've recognized that you are not in the right headspace, you need to identify goals that are supportive of the headspace that you are in. So you may even have to scope your goals down onto a weekly basis. If things are really chaotic for you at the moment for whatever reason, maybe have a set goal for the week. And if that works well for you, carry it over into the next week. Maybe add something in. And it can be as simple as, I'm going to go outside this week. That's it. So that was honestly one of my goals over the summer. That wasn't like specific overall or overarching, but after a conversation with my therapist, when I realized I had not been outside of my apartment building, even onto one of the patios that the building has available for residents, I realized I needed to make sure I got outside at least once a week. So having a goal as simple as that is going to be hopefully supportive of the headspace that you are in. Once you have identified your goals, and one of the reasons why I think it's really important to keep them in front of your awareness, however that might be, is because you're going to need to schedule time in your day, in your week, in order to work on that goal. So you don't necessarily have to say, all right, at 6:15 p.m. I'm going to do this until 7:15 p.m. and then I'm going to do this. That's not what I mean. I mean, at least set it on Tuesday, I'm going to go outside. Whenever that might be in the course of the day, you have made the intention to work on your goal at least on this day. And if you accomplish that, that might give you the energy to do it again on a later day in the week. So if you do not prioritize your goals, you're going to keep setting them to the side. So make sure that they are in your awareness on a frequent basis, and that you prioritize them within your schedule somehow, some way, so that you are more likely to actually work on them. Again, I'm not saying achieve them, but work on them, because working on them is progress of some kind. Even if you're sitting and thinking, it's like, so I'm going to do this in order to do it. It's just getting you closer to a more supportive headspace. It's just bringing you closer to a more supportive headspace. And that is the point of this, because burnout sucks your energy out of you. And I was talking with somebody recently where I realized, I think one of the reasons why I felt like I had so much energy, and I kind of did in Q3 to work on various productivity-based goals, was because I was no longer having my energy drained from me. That being said, my energy levels were still in the negative territory. So even though I had more energy, I just wasn't in the positive zone like I thought I was. I was just more ahead than where I had been in the past. The other thing I want you to remember as you are working on your goals and working to create a supportive headspace for yourself is you are not broken. This does not mean that all of your dreams and goals are in the dust. It just means that at this point in time, you need to prioritize your energy levels, your mental health, and get yourself back into a space where you can be whatever it is you are working to be. Whether that's being creative, whether that's being entrepreneurial, maybe it's both. Whatever you are trying to do, it's just on pause. You may find that your goals for those dreams will change as you work yourself out of burnout. That's fine. But being in burnout and whatever headspace you are in at this point in time, you are not broken. You are still a person who's worthy of love and care. And sometimes you have to be the one to provide that, and that's really rough. But you're still deserving of it. Please keep that in mind. Please keep that at the forefront. You are not broken, and you deserve love and care. When you are trying to identify potential goals to work on and bring yourself out of burnout and create that supportive headspace, focus on what is bringing you joy. I talked about this in the taking a break writing advice, and since one of the breaks is because you're in burnout. But it's really important that you figure out what it is that's going to give you joy and make you happy in some way. And the reason why you need to figure out what it is because, unfortunately, you know you best. What brings me joy, what's going to be my goals, are not going to be your goals. Those things are not necessarily going to be the things that bring you joy, and vice versa. But one thing I do want to recommend is once you have identified what it is that brings you joy, find others for whom that thing brings joy. Say you're a K-pop fan. Maybe you attend one of the band's concerts, virtually or in person. You are sharing that joy. Just the act of sharing the joy with somebody else who also finds joy in it can give you a very big energy boost, even if you're an introvert. Just by sharing that joy with another person who is also feeling that joy, it's like an exponential effect as you both feed off of each other. So consider seeking out people in order to be fans together. Really, it's like, think about the fan communities that are out there and how when they are together, they create an energy that is greater than the sum. And so it's a sight to behold when you see that energy being generated that is joyful, that is positive, and honestly is life-giving to some people. So burnout is real. Do not dismiss it. Do not ignore it if you can. And if you are in a stage where you feel like your mind's just constantly spinning, you can't fully get your thoughts in order, something I recommend actually is just taking a notebook and jotting down everything that is just sitting in your head spinning, drawing your attention and energy away. So this was a list that I made yesterday as I filmed this. So it's just checklist, and what I did was I color coded it with mild liners into 4 categories. As I go on, I might create other categories and color code them too. But these were all the things that were just sitting on my mind at the beginning of the day yesterday. So basically, this is a brain dump notebook. So if you find yourself with so much stuff sitting in your head that is not allowing for personal reflection, get pen and paper out, post-it note, whatever, scrap piece of paper, napkin, doesn't matter. Just write it down to get it out of your head, and then you can deal with that later. At the point of me filming this, I am still working on creating goals for myself, for me to adjust both like monthly goals as well as weekly goals. One of my goals for October is to get as many videos filmed, edited, uploaded, and scheduled as possible. So come November and December, there's going to be a situation change for me that is going to make it harder for me to produce these videos. And I want to be able to consistently provide content, A, because it brings me joy, and B, I want to be consistent with what is available on my channel. I am planning on reducing the amount of videos that I put out in December so that I don't completely burn myself out. So recognizing what your workload is, whether that is your day job or it is your side hustle or whatever, adjusting your schedule and adjusting your workload is supportive of being in burnout. And again, recognizing when you are in burnout is so important. So that is my plan for right now for October. For November, I've got some ideas as to things I want to do here. And then once my situation changes, I also have plans for December. But honestly, a lot of the later November and December goals are just sitting and enjoying the moment. I need to emphasize how important it is to sit and recognize the space that you are in at the moment that you are in it. Take a look at the world around you, whether it's your immediate environment or your broader environment, and find something that you are grateful for. And it's not necessarily a specific spiritual thing that you need to offer up, though that might be the case for you. But I've been doing gratitude journaling for 2 weeks now as I film this, and I'm trying to find something new every day. And it can be as simple. One day I wrote in all capital letters, therapy. Another day I wrote, I was grateful for the relationship that I have with my mom. And then last night I wrote, I am grateful for the existence of Great British Bake Off. It's as simple as that. By doing exercises of gratitude, I think you're going to be able to look back on those and identify what brings you joy. And so if you are unsure of what brings you joy, maybe have your goal for the month be, I'm going to try to write down one thing every day that I am grateful for. And if you don't make it every day, that's fine. But if you're doing it on a regular and consistent basis, you're going to then have data that you can look back on and say, oh, yeah, I really liked doing that. And maybe I should do that more often. Or I really enjoyed talking with this person. So use that as an entry point if you are feeling that you're unsure of how to identify what brings you joy. So this has gone on longer than I had originally planned, but I do want to emphasize again, you are not broken. You are deserving of love and care. And this is a phase. This is something that you will come out from on the other side. I am still working there myself. I will probably fall back into another period of burnout at some point, and then I will work myself back out again. Me and burnout are old friends, and it's a little different every time. That's something else to consider, is that if you've been in burnout before, but this doesn't feel like it did last time, it may be because it's different, because your life circumstances are different. So, in conclusion, you are deserving of love and care. You are not broken. And pick one small thing if you don't know where to start. Pick something you are grateful for today and see what you can do tomorrow. So goal setting is as simple as that. Just, I'm going to survive today and I'll take tomorrow when it's tomorrow. So good luck. Thank you so much for joining me for this video. I really appreciate your time. I appreciate your love and care. And if you found anything in this video useful, I hope you will consider hitting the like button so that YouTube knows to recommend it to others. I hope you'll also consider subscribing if you haven't already, and hitting the bell to be notified of when future videos are available. Thank you so much, and may all your dreams be Ruby dreams. Bye-bye.